Let's solve homework exercise number 13 from section 10.2. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing length in the right triangle. Okay, so it's given to be a right triangle, so we know we have a right angle. So we'll assume the right angle appears by looks, it's right there. Now, there are three sides in a triangle, of course. When it is a right triangle, it has a right angle. The side opposite the right angle, away from the right angle, is a hypotenuse. Okay, and if you take the length of the hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of the two legs squared. The two legs form the right angle. So in this case, you see, well, so the general form is c squared equals a squared plus b squared, where c is the hypotenuse. That's the one by itself, which is opposite the right angle. So in this particular problem, c is missing, and the a and the b, it doesn't matter since they're added. The order doesn't matter. So one of the legs is 3, the other leg is 4 squared. Okay. So you substitute in the values for the two unknown, and you solve for the two known, and you solve for the unknown. So in this case, c squared, you square the numbers. 3 squared is 9, 3 times 3. 4 squared is 16. Add them together, and you get 9 plus 16 is 25. Take the square root of both sides, and square root of c squared is just c, which is what we want, and the square root of 25 is a perfect square, which is 5. So the answer is the hypotenuse, the missing length is 5 meters. Now, if you don't have a perfect square, you hit the second and the x squared key, and then that gives you your radical sign. Put the number underneath the radical, hit enter, and you get your answer. Okay, you can even do it for a perfect square. It'll come out. Again, Pythagorean theorem is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. C is the side that's farthest away from the right angle, which is always going to be the longest side. And it's equal to the other two legs, the sum of the square of the legs. So you can always solve for a third side of a right triangle if you're given two sides. Now again, so the answer is, the correct answer is c equals 5. If you do it on your calculator, you hit second x squared, and then you put in the number underneath the radical. Remember, it was 25. Hit the enter sign, and you get 5, which is our correct answer. All right, very good. All right, number 14, similar problem. We have a right triangle, correct? So we know we can apply the Pythagorean theorem. C is missing because the side opposite the right angle, correct? So it's c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. C is missing. A is one leg and b is the other leg. The order doesn't matter, so it's 12 squared plus 5 squared. Okay, 12 times 12 is 144. 5 times 5 is 25. Add them up, and you get 169. And so then c squared equals 169. Take the square root of both sides. The square root of c squared is c. That's what we want. And again, the square root of 169 comes out to be a perfect square. It is 13. Okay? So 13 is the length of the hypotenuse. Again, if it wasn't a perfect square, you'd have to use your calculator and round off. Again, you'd hit second square root 169, and then hit enter, and it's a perfect square. So it is indeed 13. Okay. Okay, so then we get square root of 169. So the side is 13. And of course, it's a linear measure, inches. And that is indeed the correct answer. Okay, we're going to stop this session here at problem number 14. If you have any questions on any of these problems, please send me an email at tswiersz, tswiersz@hodges.edu, or call me at 239-938-7805. I hope you found these videos helpful. Thank you. Dr. Swears.